All right, Cowboys Nation, let's dive into this because we need to get real about where this team is and where it's going. First off, I know a lot of you are already ready to write off the season. Throw your hands up and just start thinking about draft picks. But that's not the mindset that builds a contender. The reality is, we're 3, 4, and 1. That's not a terrible position. And yes, there's still room to climb in the division if the guys stay healthy and we actually execute on both sides of the ball. This team isn't losing every game just to secure some high draft pick magic. That's not how it works. And honestly, that's not the Cowboys style. At best, we're looking at a middle-round pick, so the idea of sacrificing the season for a generational college player is just a pipe dream. What's more important right now is getting our roster in shape, letting guys recover from injuries, and making adjustments in a smart, methodical way. It's not about blowing multiple draft picks for a single addition. It's about adding pieces that actually make sense, pieces that complement what we already have and help the team grow as a whole. Every player, every coach, every decision matters when you're trying to stay competitive in a league this tough. Now, let's talk about the game against Denver, because that was a moment that exposed some deep flaws while also showing where we can still find hope. The beatdown was ugly, no sugarcoating it, but part of what we have to recognize is that this isn't the end of the line. Brian Schottenheimer's comments after the game were telling, not just in what he said, but in what he emphasized about accountability, discipline, and the reality of facing a high-level opponent. He made it clear that today was one of those games where everyone underperformed, and he's right. You can't just point fingers at one position, one player, or even one coordinator. Football is a team sport, and when everyone falters, it's a reflection of preparation, execution, and communication. He stressed the need to treat each play individually, to reset mentally after mistakes, and to not let a single loss snowball into a streak of defeats. That's the mindset that separates teams that rebound from teams that collapse. And let's be honest, the offensive line struggled, the defense struggled, the mistakes were there for everyone to see. But that doesn't mean the season is over. It means there's work to do, and it's on the coaches and the players to get it done. Discipline has to improve, that's clear. Pre-snap penalties, missed assignments, lapses in focus. Those are the things that can't keep happening if we want to compete with the top teams in the league. When you're in hostile environments, like Denver Stadium, you can't afford mental lapses or sloppy execution. Every snap matters, every decision counts, and if we're not disciplined, the scoreboard will reflect it immediately. Schottenheimer also highlighted the importance of red zone execution, turnovers, and capitalizing on momentum. The Cowboys had opportunities to swing things back in their favor, but failing to convert key drives ultimately kept Denver in control. It's not a question of heart, because players gave everything they had, but execution failed in critical moments, and that's something the coaching staff has to address immediately. At the same time, there's an argument to be made about perspective. Quarterbacks will make mistakes, offensive lines will have lapses, and bad calls happen. But what we've seen is the need for accountability and structure. Dak Prescott has carried this team through impossible circumstances for weeks, and yet a single rough outing has some fans ready to jump off the ship. That's not fair, and it's not productive. The blame has to be distributed properly, and the reality is the offensive line struggles, the defensive lapses, and the coaching decisions all play into the result. Schottenheimer made it clear that he's focused on eliminating excuses, improving the process, and keeping the team honest. That means tightening up practice, addressing recurring issues like penalties, and ensuring players are held to consistent standards. Positivity is important, but when the defense is historically underperforming, a balance has to be struck between encouragement and accountability. One of the bigger takeaways here is the concept of culture. Despite a tough loss, the Cowboys' locker room culture remains strong. Players are competing for positions, showing effort, and demonstrating that they care about the team and their roles. Joe Milton stepping in for mop-up duty, Jalen Tolbert fighting for more snaps. These are examples of players engaged and committed. Yet, talent and effort alone don't win games at this level. Execution, strategy, and preparation matter just as much. Schottenheimer's approach is about creating a disciplined, cohesive team where excuses are eliminated and performance is measured consistently. He's looking to get the team healthy, tighten up the defense, and make sure that if changes need to be made, they happen sooner rather than later. That's the kind of proactive thinking that separates a team with potential from one that stagnates. Consistency is another recurring theme. The Cowboys have shown flashes of quality, but inconsistency has been their Achilles heel. Some games, the run defense is solid, turnovers are minimized, and the offense executes well. Other games, breakdowns in fundamentals lead to points conceded and drives lost. The challenge is to take the pieces that work and replicate that success game after game, regardless of the opponent or environment. That's what differentiates good teams from great ones. Schottenheimer emphasized this point multiple times, being honest about the team's shortcomings, holding everyone accountable, and using every opportunity to build toward improvement rather than excuses. It's also about preparation and leadership. The coaching staff must cut off old habits and ineffective patterns before they seep into the team's overall performance. Schottenheimer mentioned the need for a younger, innovative defensive coordinator, someone who can bring fresh ideas and a new energy to the unit. The old methodologies have proven inadequate against high-caliber offenses, and it's time to inject creativity and accountability. Discipline, mental toughness, and a structured approach are necessary to complement talent. This isn't about punishing players. It's about setting standards that everyone respects and adheres to. Injuries, inconsistent execution, penalties, and coaching missteps have all played a role, but the underlying theme is opportunity. The Cowboys still have a chance to turn the season around, but only if they eliminate excuses, stay disciplined, and make meaningful adjustments. Every practice, every play, and every decision from this point forward matters. This is about taking control of the present, addressing weaknesses, and building toward consistent, competitive football. The message is clear. Work hard, hold yourself accountable, trust the process, and don't let setbacks define the season. The team may not be perfect, and there's a long road ahead, but the foundation is there. The players are engaged, the culture is strong, and with adjustments on the coaching side, particularly in defense, there's a path forward. The season isn't lost. It's a chance to grow, to correct mistakes, and to develop a team that can compete at a high level. The narrative isn't about doom and gloom. It's about opportunity, responsibility, and the work that lies ahead. This isn't just about winning one game or avoiding another loss. It's about creating a team that can consistently perform, that can handle adversity, and that can push through challenges without letting excuses dictate the outcome. Health, preparation, discipline, and accountability are the pillars. Every player, from the starters to the backups, has a role to play, and each practice is a chance to reinforce what's expected. Schottenheimer's approach isn't flashy, but it's grounded in reality. It's about being honest, being prepared, and getting the little things right. The Cowboys have faced tough opponents, hostile environments, and unexpected challenges, but the focus remains the same: improve, adjust, and execute. Mistakes will happen, but the response to those mistakes defines a team. Accountability, effort, and preparation are non-negotiable. The goal is not just to survive. It's to develop a resilient, disciplined, and capable team that can handle whatever comes next. The path forward is clear, even if the journey is tough. Every practice, every meeting, every game is an opportunity to learn, grow, and take another step toward becoming a team that doesn't just compete, but consistently challenges for the top spots. The foundation is there: the talent, the culture, and the will to compete. What needs to happen now is focus, discipline, and accountability. No excuses, no shortcuts, and no half measures. This is about building a team that can sustain success, respond to adversity, and play football the right way. From the front office to the coaching staff to the players on the field, everyone has a responsibility to contribute to that process. The season isn't over, and there's still a chance to turn challenges into opportunities and losses into lessons. It's about mindset, execution, and the commitment to get better every single day. The Cowboys have the pieces, they have the potential, and they have the culture to build something meaningful. What's required now is focus on the fundamentals, elimination of excuses, and the courage to make adjustments where necessary. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, but it's necessary. Success in this league comes from attention to detail, preparation, and the relentless pursuit of improvement. Each player, each coach, each practice session matters, and the collective effort will determine the trajectory of this team for the remainder of the season. One of the biggest issues we've seen is the defensive struggles, and that can't be overstated. The breakdowns are evident, whether it's missed tackles, blown assignments, or just a lack of discipline at critical moments. This isn't about pointing fingers at a single player. It's systemic. The coaching approach, the preparation, and the mindset on the field all play into why the defense has looked historically bad at times. The solution isn't simple, but it starts with accountability and structure. Schottenheimer has made it clear that eliminating excuses is paramount. The players have to know exactly what's expected, and the coaches have to ensure that practice translates to performance. You can't hide behind injuries or bad luck. When your team is on the field, they need to execute. And if they fail because of preparation, not circumstance. In addition to defensive woes, the offensive line has had its fair share of challenges. Protection breaks down, pressure gets to Dak Prescott, and suddenly, the offense is out of rhythm. It's not about blaming one player. It's about understanding the interconnected nature of football. If the line isn't protecting the quarterback, the passing game suffers, the run game suffers, and momentum swings to the other team. Schottenheimer emphasized that Dak has been handling impossible situations for weeks, keeping the team competitive despite these challenges. That's a testament to his leadership and skill, yet some fans are quick to criticize when the offense struggles. The truth is, a quarterback is only as good as the protection in front of him and the game plan he's given. Accountability isn't just for players, it's for coaches too. Play calling, scheme adjustments, and situational awareness all factor into whether this team succeeds or falters on any given Sunday. Another major theme is consistency, or the lack thereof. One week, the Cowboys can dominate on the ground, protect the football, and win key battles. The next week, lapses in discipline and execution lead to unnecessary losses. This inconsistency is a byproduct of both youth and experience. The team has talented players who are learning on the fly and veterans who have to adapt to changing circumstances. The coaching staff's role is to bridge that gap, reinforcing fundamentals while fostering innovation. Schottenheimer spoke about the need for a young, innovative defensive coordinator, someone who can bring fresh ideas and energy to a unit that's struggling. That's not a slight on past coaches. It's a recognition that the league evolves, and so must the approach. Old methodologies won't carry a team to victory when opponents are scheming at a higher level. Before we roll on, subscribe to Cowboys Wire News, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Your support keeps the Dallas Cowboys updates coming. Tell us what you think in the comments. Whispers are swirling around the NFL, and it seems the Dallas Cowboys may have just pulled off one of their boldest moves in recent memory. Sources close to the team suggest that Christian DARRISAW, the standout offensive tackle who has been turning heads with his combination of size, agility, and technique, could be the next big addition to the Cowboys roster. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the mere possibility has already sent shockwaves through fan forums and social media channels alike. DARRISAW, known for his ability to dominate in pass protection and anchor the offensive line, has long been on the radar of several NFL powerhouses. But insiders hint that Dallas front office has been quietly moving behind the scenes, making a strong push to secure the 25-year-old talent. If the rumors hold true, the Cowboys would not only be bolstering their offensive line, but also signaling a serious intent to contend at the highest level this season. Fans have been clamoring for a transformative signing, and DARRISAW fits the bill perfectly. Sources say negotiations have been intense but promising, with both sides reportedly excited about the potential fit. Cowboys insiders are particularly enthused about DARRISAW's versatility and ability to pair with their existing offensive core, creating a formidable wall that could make Dallas quarterback almost untouchable. Rumor has it that the deal could be finalized soon, though officials are keeping details under wraps, fueling speculation even further. The buzz doesn't stop with the team's locker room. Analysts are already projecting the ripple effects across the league, suggesting that DARRISAW's potential arrival could shift the balance of power in the NFC. Rival teams are allegedly keeping a close eye on Dallas movements, wary of the offensive line overhaul that could be on the horizon. Social media is ablaze with fan reactions, memes, and hot takes, all fueled by a mixture of excitement and anticipation. While the Cowboys have a history of keeping their strategic moves close to the chest, this rumor has legs, and if it materializes, it could mark one of the most talked-about acquisitions of the offseason. For now, fans are left to speculate, debate, and dream about the impact Christian DARRISAW could have if the whispers turn into reality. One thing is certain, the Cowboys fan base is buzzing, and all eyes are on Dallas. That's a wrap from Cowboys Wire News. For breaking Cowboys updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Tell us your take in the comments.